job, I clock in, clock out, you know?
I'm not a fan of expositional narration, but I like this inclusion in the movie because things are happening while the narration is taking place.
I'm in the cleanup business.
This is a cute shot with Yelena fighting in the hallway, but where the camera is placed and how dark one half of the room is, takes away from not only where all the security guards are coming from, but also the audience's ability to see the whole setting, which in a way cheapens the fight choreography with the lack of logic. Like, why doesn't every one of these guys have a gun, and why don't the guys down the hallway just shoot her?
Ms. De Fontaine. At this moment, you are serving as the director of the CIA, correct?
That is correct.
This is a good expositional scene that gives the audience more information on Valentina de Fontaine's character. It's put in the dialogue of the movie and not placed in as narration or something to read in the beginning. Walker would have accomplished his mission if he didn't just aim directly at the suitcase and just aim down 3 feet. Aside from that though, this fight scene with all of Valentina's operatives fighting each other is enjoyable. The fighting runs smoothly, and it's without numerous cuts during the fight choreography.
Look at the facts. The infamous Ghost, a SHIELD reject on the run from 15 nations?
This is another good scene with the movie giving the audience information on everyone in the room through expositional dialogue. It gives the people watching that don't know about or forgot about these characters up-to-date information on them.
I have an idea.
Right. Left.
This whole scene of the team escaping a bunker is good, and it's not just because it's enjoyable. It flushes out more of the characters' personalities with how everyone interacts with each other, and also provides some backstories with the flashback scenes, and also the character building moments for Bob and Yelena.
Oh god.
Don't go in the vault! Valentina's gonna burn you alive!
Yes. The characters in this movie are really the highlight. Florence Pugh continues to be good as Yelena, as the movie does a strong job showcasing where she's at job-wise and mentally since the last time we saw her. Sebastian Stan is also good as Bucky, as the movie finds a credible way to include him and it not seeming forced or unbelievable. The other supporting characters are good as well. Wyatt Russell is entertaining as John Walker, and the same goes for Hannah John Kamen, as she's given a bigger role than the one she had in Ant-Man and the Wasp and delivers. David Harbour also continues to be hilarious and great as Alexei.
So full. So filled.
While Louis Pullman is intriguing as Bob Sentry. Also, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is good as Valentina, as the film does well to establish the type of person she is and what she's after. This is why the characters in the movie is one of the highlights. They aren't boring and they uplift the movie with how well their chemistry is.
Wait! Oh, no!
This is a great scene with Sentry showing off his powers and how he beats them so effortlessly. When it comes to the action in the movie, it ends up being good. The movie effectively displays some enjoyable action, as the movie does a good job displaying everyone's powers and skill set. The action scenes also aren't hindered by numerous cuts, making them more visually appealing. And this is why the action delivers throughout the movie.
There is no us, there is no we.
This scene with the team arguing with each other seems out of nowhere, and only here to prolong the movie by causing a cliched team argument scene.
Let me help you.
When it comes to the editing in the movie, it ends up being good. The movie does a strong job displaying a consistent tone that is heavily shaped by the pace and the choice of edits in the movie, and the film flows smoothly throughout. The few visual effects that are used are effective, as they end up blending seamlessly with the film as they enhance the visuals with Sentry's powers. And this is why the editing in the movie delivers, and ends up being good. This wouldn't have been possible if Bob's other half just killed them instead of just tying them up like a Scooby-Doo villain. And when it comes to the directing by Jake Schreier and the cinematography from Andrew Palermo, even though it's not iconic, it still ends up being good in a movie. Andrew's cinematography does a nice job with the camera work during the action scenes and does well telling the story within a consistent visual language that viewers can easily follow throughout the film. And Jake Schreier's directing also does a satisfying job of arranging visual information within the camera frame and controlling the narrative during each scene. So even though the directing and cinematography doesn't astound, it's still good and helps makes the movie more enjoyable to watch visually.
You're not alone.
I guess this is supposed to represent the team affirming their belief in Bob, which empowers him to regain control and overcome the void, but I feel this scene does a weak job of showing Bob regaining control.
Meet the new Avengers.
Nobody on this team tells the press everything she said was bullshit for some reason. The plot and the story of the movie delivers for the most part, but just like most Marvel and superhero movies, the third act isn't perfect. The movie does a creative job of getting these characters to team up without it feeling cheap or forced, while also including in the character Sentry that makes sense for the overall story of the movie and why they met up in the first place. But what hinders the plot and the story from being perfect is the fact that the Void doesn't just kill the team at the end when he was trying to consume Bob, which could have helped him accomplish his plan, and also the fact that everyone on the team just goes with Valentina's lie about her forming a team when she was trying to kill them and Bucky was trying to have her arrested for most of the movie. Nevertheless, the plot and the story is still enjoyable though, and Thunderbolts is still enjoyable enough to watch multiple times.
Well, he does have the shield.
Well, I got a shield too.
It's not a shield.
Yeah, it is a shield.
Why the hell is Bucky on this damn team following the orders of Valentina? He was trying to get her arrested for most of the movie. And even if you want to say Yelena is actually in charge, it still doesn't make sense why Bucky chose this team instead of arresting Valentina. In conclusion, Thunderbolts is one of those Marvel projects that doesn't break new ground, but still manages to be entertaining because of how much it leans on its characters and the chemistry. When you add up everything, you see a movie that delivers on action, acting, and consistency in editing, while stumbling in some of the usual aspects, like a forced team argument in the third act that could have been sharper. What saves this movie from being forgettable is the cast. Florence Pugh shines once again as Yelena, Sebastian Stan feels right at home as Bucky, and the rest of the team from Wyatt Russell's John Walker to David Harbour's Red Guardian all bring something memorable to the table. The film also deserves credit for how it showcases Sentry, a character that could have been easily mishandled, but instead is introduced in a way that makes sense for the story and raises the stakes for the team. Now, is it perfect? No. The movie does fall into some superhero cliches and certain logic gaps, which keeps it from hitting the same level of precision as some of Marvel's best entries. But at the same time, it's a movie that you can enjoy multiple times because it balances humor, heart, and action while keeping the team dynamic front and center. The fights are watchable, the pacing flows smoothly, and the character moments, especially the ones between Bob and Yelena, give the film an emotional layer that sticks. So while Thunderbolts may not reinvent the MCU formula, it's still a fun character-driven story worth sitting through.
So that's it? What, we some kind of